Hello and welcome to the channel, Kelly Legends Media. Today's video is going to be about witchcraft in prison. Does it exist? Do people actually believe in this? Is it allowed? Okay, so these questions will be answered. I'm going to tell two stories regarding witchcraft that I know about personally. But before I do, I'm going to share a little story about a lawsuit that had taken place by a transgender in a man's prison named Jennifer. She was a witch for the Wicca religion. They have like eight holy festival days in their beliefs. It's a religion based on pagan beliefs and it's considered witchcraft. And she wasn't being allowed to practice all of her 8 holy festivals, and she was limited at the times and places where she could practice her religion. Why? Because it involves lighting fire. Okay, so the prison would I mean, she can't just go sit down in the yard and light a fire and then do her ritual, you know. So she was very limited as to when, where, and how she could practice her religion. Also, they eat a very strict vegan diet, which she wasn't being given, which was violating her rights according to Department of Corrections rights regarding religion. Okay, so that's just one example of the type of witchcraft that's practiced in prison and the state's aware of. Okay, now my primo Pete Ibarra told me a story one time about one of my homeboys that he was celled up with. My homeboy, rest in peace, Mad Dog Smiley. We all knew that Smiley was into that, you know. Mad Dog used to wear like some charms and stuff. He had some different practices, you know. And my primo was telling me that homeboy used to put chicken bones and eggshells somewhere along the front of the cell or something, on the floor or somewhere in the front of the cell. He wasn't really specific about that, only about what he used and what he was doing. And Mad Dog would say like a prayer, you know, like a chant as he was putting this thing. My primo couldn't hear the exact words, but he could hear him saying something. But when Mad Dog was done, my primo asked him, hey, Smiley, what was that for? You know, what is that? You know, what's all that? And Smiley turned around and told him it was for protection. That I guess somehow the food and what he was saying helped ward off enemies, like people who had bad intention towards him and would approach him or his cell. And it was just part of his beliefs, his religious beliefs and his practices, which for the most part is considered a type of witchcraft, right? And also I had a Sally bouncer from Eastside Bowling. He was telling me a story one time that when he was in the shoe, his Sally was into something, you know. He didn't know what it was, what the religion was, but it was different. And he would do rituals, you know, and he had his things that he would practice. And one day he was doing one, and there was some type of smoke or fog in the cell where his Sally went kind of like in a trance and was looking at something. And in the end, I guess he told Bouncer that it was a bad omen. It was something bad was going to happen with him, right? And I think Bouncer took that with a grain of salt. Anyways, before their shoot term was up, or before they were let out of ADSEG, I'm not sure if they were just an administrative housing unit or if they were in the shoe, but before they got released from back there, all of the homies covered up their windows and everything and cell extracted. Okay, they boarded up. That's when you close off your window and the COs can't see in, and they have to be able to. And if you don't do that, then they got to go in and remove the coverings, and you have to come out. But in order to come out, you have to be handcuffed. Well, in order for them to handcuff you, they got to be able to see you and get to you, right? So basically, once it goes that far and they call the squad, you're gonna come out most likely carried out, and beat the fuck up. Anyways, before they both had a chance to get out, they did this cell extraction, and they sprayed so much gas in their cell, the spray, that his Sally ended up passing away. He was already sick. In fact, dude that had the back told him that he didn't have to cell extract because they knew he was sick, and they didn't want something bad to happen to him. But he insisted he was like, nah, man, I'm gonna ride with the homies, and costed him his life, I ran across other people who do magic that you could see. They do it in front of you and blow your mind. I wouldn't call that witchcraft, but some of the shit I seen would really blow my mind. This guy would go like this with his hands, and he'd reach out, he'd go like this, and he'd put something in his mouth, and his cheeks would light up like a light, like he had a light in his mouth, like if you would put a light bulb in a bag, the way you would see a bright light, you would see that in his cheeks, Anyways, people have different beliefs, different practices, and there's other religions that are a bit cultish that I wouldn't actually call witchcraft, but are part of the occult that are strongly practiced in prison and out here. You see a lot of people in certain religions that I don't even want to mention what they are, because a lot of raza's into it, and I don't want to catch a lot of flack and have to answer questions about this, but it's considered a religion that originated from a cult, and a cult is forbidden knowledge. Okay, it's there's a lot of things that the average man doesn't know about. You really have to search it out and study it to learn it. There's a lot of things that aren't made in plain view publicly for the public. You have to really do your research if you want to find. You got to find books that are very rare and stuff, and you could find out things that were believed and that were studied in the past that have become forbidden. The Book of Enoch, for example, is forbidden by the Catholic religion, and is considered an occult book to some. Talks about other dimensions and beings that the average human don't get a chance to see or experience. Anyways, I also notice, if you think about it, when people who use drugs, this is just a thought, okay? It's just my opinion. You have a cooker with some. You put your potion in it. You add some water, fire. Got the smoke. You put your card in it, and it's a ritual that you go through. A blood ritual. Because this then enters your blood, is put into the human being's bloodstream, and it changes the chemistry of the human being. You understand? And I'm sure if somebody that never seen anything like that happen, it would blow their mind. They would be like, what is he doing? You know what I mean? Like, really? People do this shit? When they make rock, they get a container, they put in the potion, add some water, fire, transformation takes place, And this thing can make people see things that other people can't see, you know, hallucinations and other things. But people don't call it witchcraft. People just call it drug use, you know. The pookie, you know, they burn it at what is it, 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, or whatever the fuck they call it, where they're rolling their pookie and they're smoking and, you know, and they're in a whole other trip. Things that are used to take a person's consciousness away and dumb them down and affect your chemistry and your metabolism and everything, you know. There's some that are practiced that don't involve all of that, you know what I mean? That people do to you from their house, you know. And if done effectively, depending on where you're at in life, can affect you or may not be able to even harm you, depending, like I say, you know, where you are, what your beliefs are, and how you're living life, you know. It's just my opinion. But yeah, in prison, witchcraft is practiced. It's real, you know. Not everybody believes. Like I hear some people, I don't believe in that shit. All right. You know, there's a lot of things that I didn't believe in that I sure as fuck believe in now, you know, because I've seen it with my own eyes, you know. Like, just some things that are incredible to even see, you know. A man become a woman. You know what I mean? Like, or a woman become a man and grow a beard, and, you know, the whole, like, really, like, that's some crazy transformation, you know? Unbelievable transformation that takes place, you know? I'm not saying it's witchcraft, but something's going on there, you know what I mean? Anyways, that's my video for today. Somebody had asked something about witchcraft. And before I do anything about my experience with it, because I grew up with it in my home, it was heavily practiced in my home, in front of me, and I seen things that are pretty unbelievable. But before I do any video like that, I wanted to do this one just to, like, you know, break the ice, you know, and see the responses and see, like, see where we're at on this subject, you know. So get them in the comment section. Let me know what you think. And I really appreciate you watching and following me to the end of this video. God bless you. God bless your family. Stay strong. Keep your head up. No matter what the obstacles, we can overcome them. And let's stay free. Thanks for watching. See you on the next video.